action. And the man tapped by President-elect Trump to reestablish the integrity of our immigration laws and our borders is Tom Homan, and he joins me now. Mr. Homan, thank you so much for making time for us this morning. You are going to be tasked with doing something that perhaps no government official in this country's history has ever had to do. How do you even begin to tackle a challenge like this?
Well, look, we're going to enforce the law. This administration, the Biden administration, have refused to enforce the law. As a matter of fact, you got a federal judge in Texas that said not only they ignoring the law, they're actively violating the law by releasing millions of people in this country over the abuse of the parole program. So we're going to basically enforce the law. There's three rails that we're concentrating on right now. Number one, secure the border, shut the border down. Number two, do a deportation operation. And third, look for 300,000 missing children that this administration allowed to be trafficked into the United States, released to unvetted sponsors they can't find. So day one, this all starts.
Yeah, and I think the issue of the children, the missing children, is something that hasn't gotten a lot of attention. Mr. Homan, how do we know how many criminal aliens there are who either should be deported based on crimes they've committed here or elsewhere? And will those folks be the first targets of the deportation effort?
Absolutely. President Trump's been very clear that public safety threats and national security threats are going to be the priority right out of the gate, along with the fugitives. The fugitives, what I mean is the over 1 million illegal aliens in this country who had due process at great taxpayer expense were ordered removed by an immigration judge, but defied that order and became fugitives. So, yeah, we're going to concentrate on the worst first, public safety threats. And we know there's well over 1 million of them. That's what we know about. And there's a lot we don't know because we got over 2 million gotaways, 2 million known gotaways under this administration. Wow. And these are people that paid more to get away because they didn't want to be vetted. They want to be fingerprinted. So these are going to be trouble cases. These could be people from terrorist-sponsored country. They could be gang members. They could be people that are sex trafficking women and children. They could be the ones carrying fentanyl, and they could be the bad guys. So we got to uncover who these 2 million people are and try to find them also.
Mr. Homan, there has been discussion about activating the military in some form, in some capacity, to assist federal law enforcement with deportations. Now, you know that that's going to generate comments from the media and the left and say, see, we told you Trump is a fascist. He's putting the military on our streets. How do you deal with the optics associated with a large-scale deportation regime so that you can hold on to the public's support and trust on these matters?
Well, first of all, I don't care what the media thinks. I mean, they're already doing hit pieces on me every day. I don't care. I'm going to do this job. You're not going to bully me. You're not going to silence me. You're not going to make me go away. We're going to do this job. But look, I think we need to be very transparent with the American people when this operation happens. I think we need to have a weekly press conference from the White House and explain exactly what we're doing, who we're arresting, and who are these people, what crimes these people have committed, either in this country or abroad, and be very clear to American people, because the left is going to try to skew everything we do. They're going to try to capture the first female or child crying during operations. They're going to make this sound like a racist, inhumane operation. I guarantee you this operation is going to be a targeted, well-planned operation, and it's going to be humane. Look, we can't ignore the fact that these people came across that border illegally, which is a crime. It's a crime to enter the country illegally, and made a false claim to asylum. Millions of false claims to asylum. 9 out of 10 people who came across and claimed asylum, 9 out of 10 will end up with an order removal because they simply don't qualify for asylum. That's and right. What do I base it on? I base it on 10 years of immigration court data. So look, we got to have consequences. If we don't have consequences, you're never going to solve the border crisis. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Now, but Democrat mayors and governors are itching for a fight with you, Mr. Homan. You have governors including Maura Healey of Massachusetts, California Governor Gavin Newsom, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, and a number of mayors. They said that they will actively oppose your efforts. Now you got this mayor in Denver, Mike Johnson, who was the first to deal with this deadly Venezuelan gang. He's now committing, he's saying, to use his local police force and having a standoff, like a Tiananmen Square moments type standoff with his police force and federal forces. What is your message to mayors and governors who are threatening that kind of physical standoff with you and federal law enforcement officials?
Game on. Let's see what happens. Game on. Because you know what? We've explained, the president, myself, Steve Miller, we've all explained that public safety threats will be the priority right out of the gate. What elected mayor or governor doesn't want public safety threats removed from their communities? Think about that. Their number one responsibility to their constituency is to protect them. We want to focus on the worst of the worst, and they're going to stand there in our way. Well, I'll say this: either help us or get out of the way, because, and I want them to be aware of a couple of things. Don't step over a line, because there's a line they can't cross, and that is don't impede us. Don't impede us, actively impede us, because that is a crime. And do not knowingly harbor and conceal an illegal alien from ICE, because that's a crime. So, you can not help all you want. You can disagree with this operation, but you have limitation of what you can do. Don't cross that line.